Boy.
You know, it seems good to be back to God's house. One day, I pray that soon that we'll be able to get her back and see all of our loved ones that we miss and ain't able. Many out there that's sick, afflicted, that can't come. But you know, down here there's troubles and trials and sorrows. But Jesus said, in me there's peace.
Yeah.
And there's happiness. And he said in his word, he said, I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go, I will come again. I was going down the road the other day, and I was coming, I guess, to this place, and I seen this sign, you know, and you go through stores, and you go through places in Walmart and all these places, and you see the sign says 6 feet. You know, and I thought about that I seen this sign on the bank, stay back 6 feet. You know, don't stay back from the Lord. If there's a time in life that we need to draw closer, let us draw nigh. Don't go back away from God. Don't let this out there today, don't let this thing deceive you, or don't let it cause you to back up and go on, because God's got it all under control. And God will take care of it on His time. And we know and realizing that this Bible said it's once appointed unto man to die. And we know that. We know that death is coming, and some comes faster than others. But I'm glad that God knows, and I'm seeking a home, as Abraham said in his word. I'm seeking a home whose builder and maker is God. I lay my treasures upon high. I don't have a thing here that I care to leave behind. I mean, I dread death, and I want to stay here because this is the only life that I know in life. But I know that there's another life out there. Jesus said, I've gone to prepare it for you, and if I go, I will come again. But the Lord would bless me just a few minutes in the book of Jonah. The first chapter, but I want to make this interesting, make you understand. Don't back up on God. Don't let this thing get you down and all these things. Because draw nigh to Him. He said, draw nigh unto me, and I'll draw nigh unto you. Yeah. And today, but here Jonah was, and here and today, and the Bible said in the first verse, Jonah's commission, and now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of the Amittai, saying, arise and go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their weakness is come up before me. All right, now I want to go on in just in a minute, but our weakness. Church today, where is our nations? Where is our world? It's on everything in the world, brother, except the Lord. Brother, I know it ain't going on, but here Nineveh was a great city, and it was a wicked city. It was a mean place, and I ain't going on, and I don't know, and you read it, Jonah, and some says this story here is fiction. I ain't know that I was going on, but I'm going to tell you this story is true, because Jesus talked about Jonah in Matthew, and Jonah was in the belly of the whale, of the great fish, 3 days. Now this is true today, brother. But I want to ask you something. Are we in the will of God? Brother, are we doing the will of God? That's my text today. Are you in the will of God? Brother, here was Jonah, brother, I heard people pray, and God, give me something to do in church, or give me something to do. Brother, when God gives you something, they didn't like the choice that they got. Brother, go on. But here Jonah was. Brother, Nineveh, and you read it, and I know if you read your Bible and you read history, Nineveh was a mean place. Brother, they say they tortured their people, and they put them down in ground up to their head, and they said that they suffered many things. They was wicked. But Jonah, I don't know, brother, Jonah dreaded going there. there, and brother, and I would have too, and knowing what all that, and but and Jonah, you see, and brother, when everything is going good, and when we're up on top of the mountain, and brother, I will give God glory, and but when He comes to doing something for the Lord, and brother, we want to rebel on it, and we want to say, no, I ain't going down there. There's some wicked people out there today that you dread to face, but I'm glad here to tell you one thing, and God said, I'll never leave you, I'll never forsake you, I'll go all the way with you. Church, listen to me. We need to search ourselves today. Are we in the will of God? And here Jonah was, but he said, I want you to go down tonight. And you know, y'all read this story, and I've heard it on TV, meaning go west, amen, and go west. You know, we went out there and we went west, and but they say go west, and well, Jonah was supposed to went east, but the Bible said he went west, and he went in the way, and brother, he thought probably that he was all right. He could run from God. He could do anything that he wanted to. But I'm here to tell you, there's nothing hid from God. And brother, you can't hide from Him. I don't care who you are, or where you at, or what you're doing. And brother, you need to get right with God and look to the Lord, brother. And for old Nineveh, and brother, here he was. I want you to go down. No, and brother, am I in the will of the Lord? Am I doing, or am I out? Amen. Well, I'm going to tell you, sir, you read God's Word. He got out the will of the Lord, brother, and He got him a boat. He paid the tide off, and he went the opposite direction. And sure, he thought that he had it made. He thought he was doing good and everything. And brother, but there come a time in life. Read it. Came a time. Yeah. Oh, Jonah thought he was doing good, Roger. Hey, but the Bible said, but Jonah rose up to flee. But when the third verse, but he said, but Jonah flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joab. Church, I'm telling you, there's no hiding place from the Lord. You can go anywhere. Oh, David said, I went down, and there he was there. And brother, I don't hide one place, not word for word for it. But he said, God is everywhere. And brother, there's no hiding place. I don't care what nobody tells you. You can't hide from God out there, brother. There's a lot today think they can. And brother, there's a lot of people think that. I was looking on the internet the other day, flipping through it, and I seen this lady on there, smiling, and boy, and she said, and brother, this is what they said. Now listen to me. She said Trump was a fake, just like Jesus Christ. I'm here to tell you, I know Jesus Christ is no fake. I know that He's real, and He is coming again. And brother, He's got this thing under control, and He will take care of it. But here old Jonah went. Boy, go down, I'll catch me a boat. I'll go a different direction. And brother, and boy, and he went. And brother, and I want to read that. I just wrote in Matthew 12:43. He said, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places and seeketh rest and findeth none. Huh? Yeah. Well, here old Jonah thought he'd found him some peace. He thought he'd go down away from God. And boy, he went in this shipboat and he went to sleep. And boy, and God sent a wind. You see that? And boy, they sent a storm. And brother, I tell you something, if we would only give up and let the Lord have His way, we wouldn't have caused ourselves so much problems of life, brother. And brother, and boy, there's times we bring our own problem. There's times we rebuke the Lord and we do what opposite what God, and no doubt. And brother, I would have dreaded to went down in Nineveh. And brother, and no doubt, and brother, all these things. But if God says, if God be for you, who can be against you? Huh? Oh, here he was. He went on the boat. He thought he was going to rest. Oh, these people out there today say they need no God, and there's no God. I don't need Him. Well, I'm going to tell you, there's coming a time, they sing the song out there. Some people say there is no God, and but church, what will they see? One day, it goes on, he said, they will know that there is a God. And brother, I'm here to tell you, there's a God in heaven, and just as sure there's a hell in hell. And brother, and there's real people going there. And brother, but Jonah went to sleep, and the great storm came, and boy, he was tossing that old boat around every way. They tried to unload it, I tried to control it, and brother, and they couldn't. You can't do nothing with the Lord. And brother, because I want to tell you something today. God built this earth. God spoke this thing existed, and He knows every way and every how. He can do all things. But Jonah was sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh, he was sleeping. Oh, while they was tossing, they tried to throw everything overboard. It didn't slow it down.
Yeah.
Oh, but they began to say to pray to your gods. He said, you got to pray, and then had to think this man Jonah's down there sleeping. He went down and woke him, Jonah. Well, Jonah, won't you come pray there to your God, Jonah? And asked him, who are you? Where are you from?
Yeah.
What have you done? And he told him he was running from the presence of the Lord.
Oh, yeah.
He got out of the will of the Lord. Sometimes we get out of His will. Sometimes we rebuke. We don't want to do what He said. We want to do it our way. The world, everything. I want to tell you something this morning. We've all took life for granted. We always thought we'd get up and it'd always be there. But God showed us today that He can take it away from us. And brother, He can shut it down anytime, any hour that He wants to. God still owns it. He said, I own these hills. I own these cattle that grazes on them. And church, He owns everything here. He owns you today. But old Jonah, he said, you get up, boy. And they tried to hold that boat and going on, and he couldn't. And they asked old Jonah, said, Jonah, what can we do? What can we do that the Lord would take care? And Jonah told him, he said, just take me up and cast me overboard.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to.
Yeah.
They didn't want to. They respected life. They didn't want to.
They have to.
But they couldn't control it. Oh, somebody said this is a fiction. Oh, but said just throw me overboard.
Yeah.
Well, what God says, if you're in trouble and you don't know what to do, what is it? Call on Jesus. Yeah. Jesus, He'll carry you through.
Yeah.
But old Jonah said, just throw me overboard. Jonah knowed he was out of the will of the Father.
Yeah.
Oh, and here some people don't believe this. Oh, when He cast, God had a plan for Jonah, and Jonah was going to do that job. God's got a plan for each one of us. He's got a time that we're going to finish our course here. He's got a time for everything here. And He told him, throw me overboard. And they throwed him overboard. The Bible said he had a great fish.
Great fish, Papa.
Oh, ain't no way. I hear people say, this ain't no way, God. Jonah, the big fish, God can do all things.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, it go back. The Bible said when old Jonah and going on here, and God had that fish swallowed him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in Matthew, I believe it says a whale, don't it?
Yeah.
But it swallowed him. And old Jonah began to realize where he was, Don. Sometimes we get out of the will of God, and sometimes we have to stop and realize, where are we, Lord? Where are we standing with you, Lord? We're scared to death today. But old Peter began to walk on the water, and he said, be not afraid, Peter, for any of that. And church, we need not be afraid. God will take care of us. Jonah, he said, I was down in the bottom God, and this may not be word for word and by verse, but he said, I was down in the bottom pit. I was down below, down to the bottom. Hey, church, there's times we have to hit bottom. There's times that we have to get on the bottom before we can get up on top. And sometimes we have to go down into the valley. Sometimes God has to get our attention. Oh, John, but said, I see the seaweed. Can you just imagine this? Can you picture it? Oh, how he was swallowed in his feet. And then he woke up and he realized that he was out of the will of God. And he began to call out to the Lord. He began to say, Lord, and Lord, Jonah said, he told Jonah, he said, I told you, Jonah, go down in Nineveh. What was it preached? 8 little words, wasn't it? Yeah, 8 or 9 little words. Yeah, 8. But Jonah dreaded going. But look the route that he had to go through to get there, Roger. He rebuked the Lord and he had to go down in the bottom pit. And then Jonah began to pray. Church, when old Jonah got down to business and got back, just wanted to get back to the will of the Lord, he began to pray. And what does the Bible say? Vomited him upon dry ground. Huh? No, Jonah said, I'm ready to go. Yeah. How many times in your life have you rebelled to do something and it seemed like trouble, sorrows, one right after another? And then you said, Lord, and the Lord's asked you to do something, to testify, preach, or sing, or do anything, and you rebuke the Lord. I can't do it, Lord. But now, Jonah, are you ready to go do my will? Are you ready, Jonah, to go down and tell these people to repent? Are you, Jonah? He said, I'm going. I'm ready to go. I'm going toward Nineveh. And he put him back on the right track. Hey, sometimes we get on the wrong track. Sometimes we get out in the left field. And brother, sometimes we go back on the wall. But I'm glad there's a God can put us back on the line. I'm God can put us back straight. He said, now Jonah, you go down there. And boy, the Bible said that it was a 3 days journey. But the Bible goes on to say that Jonah began to enter the city in a day's journey. And Nineveh was a great, and I read something else. They said, brother, that it would have took him 3 days. They were told that. But I don't know that it, and I know he done what he's supposed to do in 1 day. I do know that. And brother, he told them to repent. But the sad part about this, church, Jonah did not want these people to live. He didn't like these people. They was mean people. And I don't know. And I read some history on it. And they said that they may have back in the time the Syrians may have visited his home and done something to his mother, his dad, or his wife, or his sister. The Bible don't say. But I know Jonah didn't like these people. But he said, Lord, I'll go. I'll go. And he told them that. But you know, Jonah waited. And he knew what the Lord would do. Jonah didn't want these people to live, church. And they said, he went and told them. And they, in sackcloth and ashes, repented. Asked God to help them. Not Jonah, and God prepared a gorge. Over him, covered him from the heat. But Jonah just sat there and he wanted to see what God, he knew God wouldn't if they would repent. And brother, ain't you glad God's a loving God? Hey brother, if we'd have got what we deserve today, we would have been in hell, church. Hey brother, I want to tell you that if we'd have got what we deserve, but I'm glad God loves us and he will hear our voice if we repent. Jonah got back his wheel, but it was there. And that covered him from the heat, and no doubt it was hot. But he said that overday and overnight, Jonah just let it go. Didn't do nothing, just wanted to see and all this, didn't care about these people. Then he went and told Jonah, I know you're mad. I know you're angry. But said, I want to ask you something, Jonah.
I don't know the number, what is 6 score or 120,000, I believe I read somewhere in that. He said, Jonah, here's just so many people. They don't even know their right hands from their left. Right? He said they don't even know their right hand from the left. Well, let me ask you something. What did Jesus do when he was dying on the cross? What did he say? He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Church, when we was lost, Roger, sometimes we didn't know what we was really doing. We thought we was big. We thought, I used to say, if I go to hell, I'll have plenty company there. Hey, boy, I'm going to tell you, when I got right with God, I don't want that company. I don't want to go there. And because it's no place to go to. But he said, Jonah, what must I do, Jonah? What, Jonah? And boy, if we got what we deserve, he could have said, okay. Ain't you glad God loves you? Huh? Ain't you glad one day when you was down on your knees and praying? Ain't you glad somewhere out there, down the road, hey brother, you get down and out. Sometimes you feel like you're slipping out of God's will. Sometimes, and boy, what is that song they sang? Let us have a little talk with Jesus. I believe all of us need to have a little more talk with Jesus, don't you? I believe we all need to be praying, church. Do we really pray like we're supposed to? Are we praying, God, let us go back to church? I always say this, I want to stay here as long as I can. But God, when you get through with me, give me a home in heaven. Yeah. Lord, when you get through with me, I want to go home. I want to live with you, Lord. I want to stay in your will. Jesus said, told the word, he said, I didn't come to do my will, but I come to do the will of my Father, which strengthened me. Too many times in life we want to do our will. We want to go our way. We're so scared anymore. We are, and I was telling this morning, I was thinking about it, and they say, and I hope we don't. And brother, some say we're not going through the tribulation. Some say we are. And brother, I know God said to church, but I want to ask you something. I've thought a lot about this, how people panic through this. Just what if we was? What if we don't say I said we go. I just said, what if we was? Or would we? We can't even stand a little pressure now. What do you think about the Antichrist? He's going to have power. Oh, the Bible said he's going to almost deceive the very elect, Roger. Just how much are we in God's will? That's what I want to leave a thought with you. We need to search ourselves. Lord, am I doing your will? Jonah was mighty. He thought he was fine until he went the wrong direction. Huh? Have you ever went the wrong direction? Yeah. Have you ever said the wrong thing? Yeah. I have. Have you let things take over in your life that you did? Have you said bad words that you shouldn't have said? Well, I've always, God help me. Help me, Lord, to get in your will and stay in it. Somebody says, I'm perfect. The Bible says, you're a liar.
Yeah, we'll see it.
You're a liar. There's none good.
No, not one.
There's none of us good. But what does it say to do? Strive to enter at the gate.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, I'm going to come to the conclusion, close of this. Did Jonah repent? Never repent. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
But you read on the next story over and on over, they got in trouble again. Huh?
Yeah.
Church, I want to tell you something. You know what happened? God destroyed them many times. Huh? God destroyed them.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something today. If you don't live for the Lord and you don't live in God's will and you don't do what God said and live by God's rules and regulations, and brother, I know, and brother, hell's going to be your home.
Yeah. God's going to destroy you.
I know a lot of people says I'm sealed. I told them the other day, they say I'm sealed. I can do what I want to. I've never seen where they give you a license to lie, steal, cheat, kill, But I'm going to tell you something. I've seen my mother can, Roger. I've seen her seal it, Patty. But when she went to open it, we went to get it out, I seen old mold and stuff in there. Huh? You better understand. Somebody said to it, well, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to live my life as an enduring way. You can live it any way you want to.
Enduring way.
And I'm going to live my life an enduring way. Jonah got Jonah stitching, didn't he? That's all the Lord has for me. Love you.